Strengthening democracy in Nigeria is the thrust of this national conference as political leaders gather to brainstorm on the way forward. Eminent scholars, policymakers, civil society leaders and other stakeholders engage in the dialogue to chart actionable pathways for rebuilding trust in democratic governance. The immediate past Vice President of Ghana is the keynote speaker, and he identifies the challenges.
One of the biggest threats to democracy today is what I call the next meal principle. Before I make my point, I need to re-echo the words of one of Africa's greatest sons, the distinguished Nelson Mandela, who said that as long as poverty, injustice, and growth inequality exist in our world, none of us can truly rest. End quote.
Beyond the threats, the keynote speaker, who lost the last presidential election in Ghana, calls for caution from the political class.
For our democracy to succeed and remain useful for the citizenry, ladies and gentlemen, we require a new set of leaders. Leaders who place national interest over and above individual parochial interests. Leaders who have no political integrity should not be in politics.
Vice President Kashim Shettima is represented by his political advisor, and he promises that Nigerians will soon reap the dividends of democracy from the present administration.
I would like to assure Nigerians that our administration is acutely aware of many concerns about our direction and goals, particularly given the difficulties which some of our policies inevitably generate. We are involved in correcting many defects in our economy and approaches to securing the citizen.
A former governor of Anambra State and presidential candidate of Labour Party in the 2024 general election shares his thoughts on strengthening democracy.
Talking about power grab, I'm not interested in any coalition that is for purpose of taking power. It is about discussing Nigeria. How do we care about securing Nigeria? How do we care about the common person in Nigeria? How do we care about our children being in school? That is the most important thing for now.
For the next 2 days, these stakeholders are expected to develop actionable points to engender civic mobilization that will ensure transparent electoral process, which has been identified as a major challenge to the nation's democracy.